These are the biggest betrayals in football history. Check out what happened in this tunnel between two former teammates. See, legendary goalkeeper Peter Schmeichel was a bit of a legendary douchebag too. United icon Walla Denmark, and a certified traitor who walked less than 5 miles across Manchester to hook up with Man United's rival, Manchester City. And on Derby Day, his treachery didn't go unforgiven, especially by defender Gary Neville. Ouch, that's awkward. But while Schmeichel's betrayal turned heads, Sol Campbell's move made heads explode. This man was Tottenham's captain. Born and raised Spurs, one club legend, the Rock at the back. And then, boom. In 2001, he ran down his contract and said nothing and joined Arsenal for free. Let me repeat that. Free transfer to their arch rivals. No fee, no warning, just pure unfiltered betrayal. He went from Captain Campbell to Judas overnight. Graffiti, death threats, a voodoo doll was found in the stands. Even after retirement, this man can't live in peace.
Judas, cunt. Yeah, you deserve it. You deserve it, mate, for what you done. F***ing Judas.
Damn, talk about scorched earth. But what Adebayor did? Yeah, there's no coming back from it. In 2009, Emmanuel Adebayor left Arsenal for Manchester City. And Arsenal fans, they didn't take it too well. They claimed he moved to the money, so when it came to playing against his former side, the reception wasn't too friendly. Boos, chants, abuse, and cheers every time he got tackled. But when Adebayor scored to put City 2 goals ahead...
Good advantage played again by Mark Clattenburg. Sean Wright-Phillips, Adebayor! Well, that is the moment that he has dreamt about, and he sets off to celebrate like never before. But we should have known he was going to have the final say.
He didn't just celebrate, he exercised demons. Dude nearly sparked a riot. You see, sometimes revenge tastes even better than trophies. But that wasn't the only time Arsenal lost a star player to a Prem rival. I mean, you could say there's even a bit of a pattern here. Like Ashley Cole, who joined London enemy Chelsea back in 2006.
This is the reason I come in.
Kolo Touré, who joined City just days after Adebayor. Samir Nasri, who joined them in 2011 and had 0 regrets.
It's something amazing. I knew that I made the right decision.
Kyle Clichy, who also jumped ship during Arsenal's trophy drought. Sanya and Fabregas, who both linked up with City and Chelsea in 2014. Yep, we're not done yet. Because there was also that time that Alexis Sanchez channeled his inner Chopin in this Man United announcement video. Oh, and when Olivier Giroud moved to the Blues that same year,
Giroud got his head to it and puts Chelsea in front. What a header!
And then beat his former side in the Europa League final before doing this. Yeah, talk about trust issues. There was one backstabbing moment that hurt like no other. Because when Robin van Persie left Arsenal, he didn't just burn a bridge, he napalmed it. You see, Van Persie was Arsenal. Club captain, fan favorite, Golden Boot winner, the guy who made the fans believe. But in 2012, just 1 year after carrying the entire team on his back like a Dutch Hercules, Van Persie dropped a bombshell. I've thought long and hard, but I've decided not to extend my contract. Translation? I'm out. Good luck with your video. And where did he go? To Manchester United, Arsenal's longtime arch nemesis. This is the football equivalent of handing your ex's worst enemy the keys to your apartment and your Netflix password. This betrayal didn't sting, it burned. But it was only gonna get worse. Because not only did Van Persie join Arsenal's biggest enemy, he thrived there, like instantly, plus 20 goals. Top scorer again. And the cherry on top? He basically dragged Manchester United to the Premier League title that season. Yeah, Sir Alex Ferguson's farewell tour was practically sponsored by Robin Van Persie. And Arsenal fans? Well, they had to watch their former captain lift the one thing he never got them. But wait, it gets even more brutal.
Arsenal might not like it. They're not supposed to like it. But the guard of honour is the correct thing to do. The reception for Robin Van Persie may not be, but it was perhaps as inevitable as it is hostile.
No, seriously. The same guy who dipped on them like a thief in the night came strolling back through the front door while they politely clapped for him. Damn, that's just evil. But what Mauro Icardi did to his teammate was demonic. Mauro Icardi was already a walking red flag. In Inter Milan, he was scoring goals, but starting fights. He dropped an autobiography at 23, where he trashed his own fans, made up stories, and basically painted himself as Captain Marvel. So yeah, people already didn't trust this guy. But then came the real betrayal. His teammate Maxi Lopez had been an older brother to him. They played together at Sampdoria. They had dinner together, their families were close. But behind the scenes, he Icardi was getting way too close to Maxi's wife, Wanda Nara. And then Maxi and Wanda split, and suddenly Icardi was dating her. And not just dating, posting selfies with her and Maxi's kids like it was casual. Then he married her. The betrayal was so deep, it got its own name in Italy, Il Tradimento di Icardi, the betrayal of Icardi. So when Sampdoria and Inter played after that, Maxi Lopez refused to shake his hand. The media then called it the Wanda Derby. My man Icardi didn't just break the bro code, he shredded it, fed it to a wood chipper, and posted it on Instagram. This dude is a straight up psycho. But Ryan Giggs was a straight up weirdo, because he stayed loyal to his club for nearly 24 years, but somehow couldn't return the loyalty to his own brother.
How did you find out about it?
6 o'clock in the morning, a mum and a sister knocked on the door and presented the paper and a letter on it.
How had it got in the papers?
Through Natasha.
See, while he was out there winning Premier Leagues and smashing records, he was also secretly smashing his own brother's wife for nearly a decade.
What would you have done if you'd seen him a couple of weeks after it?
I would have run him over.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, and to make things even weirder, he also wrote her love poems.
So he says to her, "You are the jam in my donut, the truffle in my pasta, and the salt in my tequila. I think you're fandabidozy."
And I think it's safe to say, guy was better with his feet than his hands. But what happened to this Real Madrid legend was just sad. And this one really hits different. Not because a player stabbed the club in the back, but because the club did it to him. Iker Casillas was Mr. Real Madrid. Homegrown, debuted at 18, won everything. 5 La Liga titles, 3 Champions Leagues, and literally captained Spain through their golden era. This guy was a walking trophy cabinet, a living legend. He should have retired a hero, but instead, he got booed by his own fans. Yeah, around 2013, things got toxic. Manager Jose Mourinho randomly benched him, claiming it was for football reasons, but the rumors were flying. Casillas was too cozy with the press. He was leaking team info. He was the so-called mole. And at the Bernabeu, they turned on him like a bad ex. Whistles, boos, people calling for his head. So then in 2015, he left for Porto. And how did the club send him off? Not with a big celebration, not with teammates clapping him off the pitch, but with a solo press conference. Just Casillas, standing alone, reading a goodbye speech while crying. But when it comes to pissing off their own players, Barcelona also comes with the expertise. Let's start with Felipe Coutinho.
Really, we all tried everything to convince him.
This man begged to join Barcelona, literally refused to train, fake back injury kind of drama, just to force his way out of Liverpool.
I really believe that he wouldn't have left Liverpool for any other club in the world. That's the truth.
Barca finally got him for 140 mil, and instantly realized they bought a very expensive square peg. He didn't fit. Wrong position, wrong tactics. Still, he tried, but the fans, they were ruthless. Blamed for the team's failure, loaned to Bayern Munich, where he won a Champions League, and scored 2 goals against Barca in the infamous 8-2 annihilation. Now, that's poetic. But what Barcelona did to Luis Suarez was straight up criminal. This man was a club legend, a warrior, Messi's right-hand man. 4 La Liga titles, countless goals, and bite marks left on history. But the moment Suarez hit 33, Barcelona ghosted him like a bad Tinder date. No farewell, no ceremony. They literally told him he wasn't needed over the phone. And just like Coutinho, it aged like fine Spanish wine. He joined Atletico Madrid.
Low cross, opportunity! It just had to be! Late drama, and Luis Suarez puts Atleti in front for the first time today!
And 1 year later, he won the league. Damn, if this is how Barcelona treats their legends, just wait till you hear what they did to someone they hated. But before we get to that, we gotta talk about Lukaku. Because if Betrayal was a footballer, it'd be wearing size 13 boots and speaking 5 languages fluently. He's betrayed every club he's ever been to. Let's start with Chelsea. They signed him young, hyped him up as the next Drogba, and he responded by scoring about 0 relevant goals. So he bounced to Everton, where he was balling out. Goals, power, celebrations. Everton gave him everything. So naturally, he dipped to Manchester United. And that was carnage. Fights with the manager, back and forths on social media, leaking club files to prove he wasn't slow, and all the while having the first touch of a trampoline. Then after a few offside runs and big game hiding allegations, he was gone and off to Inter Milan. And this one, well, it actually worked. He won the Scudetto, became a cult hero, tears in the streets, Lukaku murals. He said, "I'm staying, I love Inter, winner, never going anywhere. 6 months later, Chelsea re-signed him for $100 million. And he just shows up like, sup, miss me? Then, literally months into his return, he does a rogue interview with Italian TV like, I never wanted to leave Inter, I missed them. Bro, you just got here. Oh, and if you thought we were near the end, buckle up. Because then he goes back to Inter on loan and still manages to upset them too.
Lukaku, has he got the pace? You bet, Lukaku.
È arrivato anche Bastoni che prova ad andare in mezzo, Lukaku manca.
What a clever little touch is that, and that could have... Unbelievable second save. Lukaku's in there, DiMarco there as well. Oh, it's in the bar. DiMarco hits Lukaku, I think.
Jeez, Lukaku, whose side are you on? So after that, he makes another move. This time to Roma, where he finds form again. Settled? Happy? End of the betrayals? Nah, Lukaku channeled his inner Vic Carter and saying, I got one more in me.
At that quote, he said, what would I do if a proposal from Juventus on Milan arrived? I would never go there. Never, 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 never.
Oh, so never.
So he starts talks with Juventus, gives him his word, and Lukaku, he goes to Napoli. And what's more, he wins the title with them in his debut season.
Napoli are champions of Italy.
Sheesh. But that wasn't the case for Roberto Baggio, because he moved from Fiorentina to Juventus in 1990. And to most fans, this might just sound like a regular transfer. But the Fiorentina fans, it was war. See, back then, the Italians did not play when it came to disloyalty. My guy Lukaku had no idea how lucky he was not to be playing back then. But Baggio was Fiorentina's golden boy. He spent 5 seasons there, and fans worshipped him literally. So when the club sold him for their bitter northern rivals, Juventus, the city erupted. We're talking massive riots in Florence, hundreds of injuries, fans clashing with police. It got that serious. And Baggio, he didn't exactly smooth things over. In his first game back in Florence, wearing the black and white of youth, he refused to take a penalty, then walked over to the sideline and picked up a Fiorentina scarf that was thrown from the crowd. He even said afterwards, I was always purple at heart. Bro was seriously sending mixed signals. But look, betrayal comes in many different forms. Sometimes it's loud and wild, and sometimes it's slow, subtle, and corporate. And that's what Cristiano Ronaldo found out the hard way. See, when Ronaldo returned to United in 2021, it was supposed to be a fairy tale. Homecoming hero, the final chapter. Glory, goals, a last dance at Old Trafford. And boy, did he deliver. 24 goals, carried the team, and dragged him through Champions League nights like he was still 27. All while the club was falling apart around him. He was the one thing holding the chaos together. Next season rolls around. New manager, Erik ten Hag. New tactics, new rules, and apparently no room for legends. Benched, then dropped entirely. No communication, no explanation. Just ice. From savior to sideshow. And that's when Ronaldo snapped. And he didn't go quietly. He went full scorched earth on Piers Morgan's couch.
Empathy with the coach is not good. I'm honest.
Do you think he respects you?
I think he don't. He don't respect the way I should deserve.
And it's safe to say that he got a few things off his chest. No respect for Ten Hag, betrayed by the club, the facilities outdated, the ambition gone, and the love dead. A week later, contract terminated, just like that. Yeah, not even the GOAT is safe. There's one betrayal that caused chaos in a way that was never seen before. Luis Figo was Barcelona's crown jewel, the playmaker, poster boy, the man every kid wanted on the back of their shirt. He had the keys to Camp Nou Kingdom until he swapped them for a penthouse in Madrid. See, this all started in 2000, when a relatively unknown businessman named Florentino Perez was running to become Real Madrid president. Now, Spanish elections are usually dull, but Perez had a nuke in the back of his pocket. He straight up promised that if he won, Luis Figo would become a Real Madrid player. Not maybe, not we'll try. He guaranteed it, which was a pretty bizarre thing to do, to put it lightly, and a surefire way to get already under the skin of Barcelona fans and amuse the Madridistas. But not even they could believe it could actually happen. I mean, the media laughed. Barca fans rolled their eyes. Even Figo himself said he had no intention of leaving. But here's the twist. Perez had already signed a pre-contract with Figo's agent. And if Figo backed out, he owed Real Madrid around $30 million. Yeah, Perez was already 10 steps ahead of everyone else. So when Perez actually won the election, Luis Figo had 2 choices. Stay loyal to Barcelona and pay a fine the size of a small country's GDP, or become the face of the most shocking transfer in football history. And guess what? He packed his bags faster than you could say Clásico. But when he returned to camp now while wearing white, he received the scariest and most aggressive reception of all time. Missiles being thrown at him for the whole match like he was in a war zone. Dude should have been wearing a freaking helmet. And glass vials and coins are one thing, but somehow someone managed to throw a severed pig head at him too. Jesus! If betrayal was an art form, Luis Figo painted the Mona Lisa.